If you are new here, I am delighted to welcome you. This is Building a Bigger Life. That's about building a life bigger than your work. One of my earlier videos, I spoke about how work cost me my friendships, the ambition that I had uh, with regards to my career, and the disregard that I gave to my friends who were actually close to me at some point in time. But I threw them all away just because I wanted to get ahead in the corporate ladder. So I have a detailed video on that. I'll link that video in the description. Make sure to watch that out. So there will be a bit of awkwardness from my side because I'm not used to this. This is the very first time I'm doing a recording for a YouTube video without a script in place. And being an introvert and being someone who is way too anxious and inside her head, it's very difficult to get that free flowing conversation. So I'm going to give it my best, but I hope you stay till the end and listen to what I have to say today. I want to talk about something much harder. What work cost me in my relationships with my family. If you have already been following this channel, you will know that I have been a very ambitious person when it came to my career, and in the course of that I have lost myself, I have lost my identity, the way I have let work consume me, and like it has ultimately led to creation of this channel. And I'm speaking with all of you because if you are also that person like me who has disregarded all the other aspects of your life just for the sake of work, you're not alone. I am quite in the middle of this journey. I just hope that this conversation helps you before work starts costing your other aspects of life. I'm going to talk about some examples, like how it cost me, right? And one of the moments that come to my mind is the time when I would have meetings and I'm working from home, and my husband is also working from home that day. So he has the habit to come into the room where my office is set up, and he would try to just say a hi, quick hi, and just see like okay whether I'm okay or not, just like that, right? Like he just tries to ensure that okay I'm not forgetting him while continuing my work. But that's his habit, right? But because I was so engrossed in my work, or I would be so engrossed in my work, and the slightest sound made by him, or even he coming in and saying hi, would irritate me. I would get frustrated. I would shout at him at times that don't do this, you are hurting my career, you're hurting my concentration. These are all very high level things that I have to do. You don't understand. Over the course of time, he adjusted, right? My husband eventually adjusted to my schedule. He knew better than not to disturb. That's a very painful realization, that your family is always ready to adjust no matter what, right? So just because they love you, even though your behavior is not the one that reflects love and care, they will still care for you and love you the way they have always done that, right? And they will adjust. And that's what my husband did for me. It hit me very hard, that why am I earning so much? Why am I working so much? It's because of the life that we are trying to build together, right? The dream that we have of pursuing our hobbies or having a life that's peaceful and content. That's the dream that we are striving for. But here I am working my ass off and not having that realization when I'm working that this is for our dream, for our life together. And then there were incidents when my husband would want to share something from his side about some events at work that happened and has been bothering him. So we would usually have some deeper conversations at night while we are sleeping, because that's the time we are able to catch up properly. No surprises there. My mind would be at work. He's sharing his deepest troubles, things that are going to keep him awake at night. And all I could think about what I have to do tomorrow, or the work that's pending, or the issue that has come up because of someone else. That was what I was thinking, instead of registering what my husband was actually saying about himself or his work and expecting me to give a response, right? And I was just like, right? Just acknowledging that, yeah, I'm listening, but I wasn't really listening, right? I was hearing him. That's all I was doing. And that was very wrong of me. Like, I don't do that anymore. When I do have started noticing that when I start doing this, I force myself, I gently steer my mind towards the conversation rather than thinking about work. Like, I had to develop that habit to make sure that I prioritize my husband when it's not working hours. And then there were so many moments which I have missed just for work. I would tell my parents whenever they would ask me, when are you coming home? Are you going to come during this festival or not? My answer would always be no. And the reason that I had to give her was work. To my mom, whenever she would ask me, when am I coming home? Oh, I have so much of workload, I cannot come. Price for flight tickets have increased, and I have to plan properly. My stakeholders are coming. So every single time, right? Every single time I've given that excuse. There are other reasons as well why I would avoid going during the time my mom wanted me to come. But when I reflect on that, right? So it's very childish and immature of me to simply give work as an excuse to not come and to not go and meet them, right? And I think I'm really ashamed to admit as well that it, like I knew that they would accept that reasoning better than anything else, and I used that to my advantage, right? I made sure that I'm using work as an excuse over and over to make sure that there is no point in arguing. Whenever I would give work as an excuse, they would be okay, and that sort of snowballed, and I continued doing that. I also missed so many weekends, working overtime. That the conversation that happened in my mind was, I have to work during the weekends to make sure that my managers would know that I have worked hard. I have put in so many hours. Oh, the mail will go at this time. They will definitely know that I have worked on the weekends. So that would be my thought process, right? And I would waste the entire weekend working towards something that eventually could have been done during the working hours as well. I was also mismanaging my time and my schedule. That's another topic altogether. But I did this, right? I did this to myself. I did this with my family, with my husband, and my earlier relationships as well, right? So I literally have wasted weekends when I could have done so much during those time. I could have rested, I could have traveled, or I could have done something else, right? And that time is not going to come back. Once it's gone, cannot bring back the past. And all you can do is make sure that you are not repeating the history, right? And instead you're learning from it and you're moving forward. It took me a long time to realize, almost 14 years, uh, that prioritizing someone else's deadlines over my own family. Let that sink in. I am prioritizing someone else's deadline over my own family. When I realized this, it was not a great realization, right? I was definitely ashamed of myself, that what the hell I am doing. Like, there is no guarantee as well that I will have a job in the next few years or so, right? The way the market is changing, the way you have to constantly keep up with the changing technologies. I don't even know how the IT landscape is going to be in the next few years. And I'm just wasting these years not spending the valuable time I have with my family, with my husband, who matters the most to me. It is a privilege to be healthy, to be in control of your life, to have some level of financial security, to have everything you need, and yet you're running behind something that doesn't even matter at the end. Even if I take some scenario at work that happened like a decade back, it really doesn't matter. The way things folded, the way I was stressed out, every single aspect of work is temporary, right? The way you show up at work, if you show that you are a very hardworking person, and you are able to deliver things over and over, things will fall on you more than the rest. And then you have to again carry that pressure that, okay, I have now got the label that I can deliver things effectively, and so I have to push through, right? And that eventually becomes your habit, and that's all you become. And then one day, if you suddenly are not the center of attention, or you're not the highest performer, what do you have then? Who are you then after that? All this while, I did not realize that I was sacrificing my present for the future that is yet to arrive. So the time that I have now, if I'm losing that by not spending time with my partner, or not talking to my friends, or not spending enough time with my nephew, these are all lost time, right? That's never going to come back. And the constant question that comes to my mind is, when does that chase for promotion ends? I kept telling myself that whatever I'm doing, the sacrifices and the hard work, that's all for going up in the corporate ladder, because I wanted to be financially secure. I wanted enough money in my bank to make sure that I can have control over my life and I can make decisions spontaneously, right? So I was not born with a silver or a golden spoon in my mouth. I have seen struggles, right, in my life, and that has developed that scarcity mindset that if I don't show up, if I don't prove myself over and over, I will not have anything in my bank, right? And there will be no one to support me. So I have that fear in my mind, still trying to unlearn that. But where does this stop? It has to stop somewhere. Until unless I'm okay and sufficient with what I'm earning now, or what I have now in my life, I would always constantly try to chase that thrill, chase the next promotion, and then tell myself that, oh, I'll be okay once I get the next promotion. But would that really be the case? I did get my promotion very recently, but in my mind I'm still wondering, okay, so the next promotion is going to happen maybe after 3 years, because it's going to get tougher from here. But why am I thinking that? Do I even want that? That's the question. Do I even want the next promotion, or do I want to continue delivering things the way I want, that I have in my control, and deliver it in the best quality, right? So that should be my goal, but I'm thinking of the future. And in that regards, I am ruining my present. Relationships are built during the ordinary days, the mundane life that you live, right? The boring aspects, the regular days, like absolutely nothing has happened. It's just the routine you're following. That's where the relationships are built. That's not just during the holidays that you get to spend time with your loved ones, right? It has to be a continuous effort from both sides, right? So imagine that every day you barely talk with your partner because you're too busy with work, and then suddenly you decide that you want to spend like the entire time dedicated to your partner during your vacation. How will that go? Not have anything for conversation. Like eventually you will start craving for something else, right? Craving for a distraction, or thinking about your work in that moment. You will not feel like talking for that long with your partner if you have never really taken the effort during your everyday life to consciously speak and listen and share moments, laugh together, cry together. If you are not doing that, just going mechanically about your life, and more than 8 hours you are thinking about work even after you log off, makes no sense. Just to make up for that time during the vacation. Relationships don't work like that. A question that we all should be asking to ourselves is, if I don't have this job tomorrow, who is going to stand besides me? Is it still going to be work? Is it going to be your colleagues? Or it's going to be your family? So what I am now actively doing, make sure that I don't waste my present moments anymore, because my work truly demands my attention at times, due to the critical thinking that I have to apply. I tell my husband whenever we both are working from home, so I would tell my husband that, hey, I'm now going to work on something critical and I need to focus for like the next 2 hours. So don't come in between and check in. Like, I will go to you once I'm done with my work. And that's how I have started setting my boundaries. I give him an advance notice that I have not forgotten you. I'm just going to go and do my work for these many hours, and I'll come back. So my work starts from 1 p.m., right? So if I'm working from home and I don't have meetings, I prefer to do my most toughest work in the afternoon, because I feel very fresh as I take a 30 minutes nap always before my work gets started. So I feel very fresh, and I naturally want to make sure that I'm using brain power during those initial 2-3 hours, right? So once I do that, I take a break at around 4 p.m. To make tea or coffee, and I enjoy it with my husband, right? So I spend some time with him, we talk, I ask him about few things, he asks me about few things, and then we go around our day, right? So the point is that once I complete the focused work, I let myself get distracted with whatever interruptions he is making, right? So those are very cute interruptions, and I would always take that. I have stopped shouting, or I have stopped being irritated. I also consciously started listening to what he had to say when he is sharing something, and I get engaged deeply. I make sure that I'm giving him solutions as well to the problems that he's sharing. And the moment he starts talking, right, if I'm using my phone also, I will make sure that it is kept aside and the focus is on him when he is talking. So by no means I have mastered my work-life balance, right? So by no means I have become successful in removing my work identity, but this is a work in progress, and this is what has been helping me, right? So it's nothing groundbreaking. Most effective solutions are never groundbreaking. They are extremely simple, in every form, right? In all aspects of your life, when you apply the simplest solution, that's the one that works, and that's what has been working for me. I'm still learning to build a life where the career has a place for itself, but it is no longer the center stage in my life. Success should make us more available to the people we love and not less. Promotions, titles, job roles are meaningful. I'm not saying that they are not, right? They are meaningful, but it should not come at the cost of any relationships, right? Because at the end, if you don't have that title with you, nobody else is going to be there except for your family. If this video made you reflect as well on how work has cost you in your relationships, please be sure to leave a comment. I would love to hear your thoughts and experience. And if you are also trying to build a bigger life, consider subscribing. That's exactly what this channel is about. Thank you for listening.